interest of time, I'm going to get started because I have this painful presentation, and I think it may go longer than the hour, but I'll try and keep everything as within the hour as possible.
Okay.
So for those that I don't know, I am Vicky. I am the community director at the AI Salon, and we have been creating LOLs, so learn out louds, for a while now, and it's just a way for our community members to share knowledge that we have, and also get input from other people. So as we go through, if you have any questions, I'm not sure how this Canva presentation works. So I haven't presented in Canva before, and I don't know if it blocks the chat, so I can't see it. So Gwen's going to be our chat master, chat mistress, chat person. I don't know what I don't know how we do that, but Gwen's going to take care of questions. But I think basically you could also just hop off mute and ask questions. So hey Bob, it's so good to see you. I haven't seen you in forever, so I'm happy that you're here. But your screen is also being recorded, and I'm not sure how that works. I think maybe I need to unpin it, or I don't know. I'll see what happens when I jump into the presentation. So let me find that. Hopefully I've got everything within one window and it's all ready to go. Going to present a window, and I'm going to present. Just got to work out which window it is now, because you know how that works.
Maybe check your tabs up top. I know sometimes it does.
Yeah, it should be the one that I'm in right now. So it's Meet LOL, maybe, yeah, it's this one with the Meet LOL. And hopefully I can get I can not do the infinity window thing and jump right into the presentation. So, okay. Now tell me if you do see that. I can see what window you're seeing, so that's fine. Okay, now we'll see if the presentation works the way it's supposed to. So I'm going to present. Hopefully you see the presentation and I see my presenter window. I think. So if you see a clunky window on top that shouldn't be there, let me know. But otherwise,
we see your presentation with the toolbar.
Okay, sweet. That works. So I don't mind the toolbar being there. I didn't want you to see that extra window, because then it's going to be kind of screen doubling. So we're going to go through a few things, a few different ways that you can use AI to create websites, and absolutely don't expect that everyone's going to remember everything here. So it will be recorded. It will be available in the salon. I will also put in a link to this presentation, and the presentation is kind of meta, because the presentation leads to there's a PDF download in there. And I will also share the Manus recording that I used to create this. So it's a Manus task, so you can play through the recording and see how I came up with the presentation. So I think I just need to make my window a little bigger. Okay, there we go. So I put together some stats. So this AI website revolution is something that's really taking off, using AI to build websites. And as I said, there are many different ways that we can accomplish this, but we're going to go through most of them here. But it's looking so in 2025, 73% of businesses plan to use AI for web development. 15 plus major AI website builders were launched in 2024.
Vicky,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna interrupt you for a second. Does everybody see something in the middle of her presentation that says audience window?
Oh,
okay,
that's weird.
So yeah. We see something that says audience window. This window is what your audience sees. Drag it to the screen your audience will be looking at and enter full screen mode.
Well, that's weird. Oh, I see it now. Enter full screen mode.
There you go.
Okay.
Brilliant.
Now, okay. Thank you for that.
You bet.
Okay. Alrighty. Yeah. Okay. So now the starting price for AI website builders is $2.99. So it's and that's $2.99, not $299. So that's a very low barrier to entry. But there are some things that you have to think about too when you you know, your level of tech knowledge and how far you actually want to dig into it, and whether or not it's another big factor is like, are you just building one website, or are you going into this as more of a business kind of thing? So there are no coding skills required here, and as it says here, it's 90% less than traditional website development costs to build your website. So the first one, oh, that didn't move along. Hang on, wait a second. Let's do it this way. I don't see it moved on your screen. That's really weird. It should be a blue screen with Divi. I still like why it was not a good idea to do this through Canva.
We still see the pink screen.
Right. That's okay. Hang on. What is this here? Share a remote control. There's a remote control of this presentation. Magic shortcuts. Let me go back to the other screen and then go like this. Well, all right.
And for those joining late, she's just learning how to use Canva for her presentation. So we are her first guinea pigs on that.
And not mastering it very well, I might add. So let me go. Yeah, I don't know about that. It's like I can't even find like the full screen presentation. Maybe if I just hang on, what happens here? It's going forward. Pause presentation timer. I'm not doing that. Oh boy. You know what? Oh, hang on. What about this one? That didn't move it forward either. Well,
Did you try the arrows? Did the arrows work?
Yeah, see, I have the arrow. I think the arrows I have here are different to the arrows that you see there. So my arrows, all the arrows that I'm using here are moving the presentation forward. But I think I might like exit out of that and just go, there. Oh, look, now you see it, but it's a different, but now I don't see. You see the screen, but now like I have no idea where it is. So let me.
Modern technology.
I know, right? Okay.
We progressed so much with AI, and yet.
Right. I think I might just present it like in regular presentation view without the, got it, presentation view, audience window. I might just use like this. Okay, so now you see the blue screen with Divi on it. So yes. Yeah, okay, awesome. So the tool that I use most, I build websites in WordPress, and I use a page builder within WordPress called Divi. And Divi has an AI capability that will create a full website just with a prompt. So you can tell it what kind of website you want. You can give it colors, styles, image styles, and it will just create all the pages in the website that you need. And that's another thing to pay attention to, is that some of these website builders will just say that they are building a whole site, but they're actually just building one page. So another one is, and I'm going to do a demo of Divi after we've gone through the slides, and I'll also do a presentation. Yeah, I will also share how to create in ZipWP. ZipWP is another AI builder where it creates a website, a WordPress-based website using ZipWP, again, with just a few prompts. And it takes like 60 seconds here, it says, which is literally how much it takes, how much time it takes. And then once it's created that website, you then take the website it's created and import it into your WordPress site. And then you can edit it from there. The next one we're going to look at is Lovable, which a lot of us are familiar with as an app that does vibe coding, but you can also use Lovable to create websites. And I will tell you that I have not had much luck with Lovable and the websites that I've created there, but it might be something that works for you for your cause. I'll show you an example of what I created with Lovable once we're done here. And then Manus. I think Manus is my best friend. I also have an example of a website created in Manus. And that is actually a website that's relevant to the information that we're looking at here. So Manus is an AI agent that it's really good at like going out and researching stuff. So if you don't know what kind of a website well, you know what website you want to build, but you don't know all of the information that you're going to need on the back end. Manus is a really good tool to go out and research to make sure that what you think you need out there is actually what you need. Because you can do things like, go and research like the top 10 websites and like base my style and presentation of the website on these top 10. And when I say top 10, it's like top 10 websites like for a specific topic. And you can do it that way to add in some knowledge that you didn't even know that you needed, which is what I always find when I'm using AI. It always thinks of things that I don't think about. So in the broader AI website builder landscape, this is a list of other website builders that use AI. And so Wix ADI Wix is one of the original like drag and drop website builders, which I've always said that friends don't let friends use Wix. That's always been my mantra, but apparently it's getting really good. So maybe I should drop that. Squarespace is another one that also uses AI. And then we have Hostinger, and there is a link to a list of all these sites. So you don't feel like you have to remember them all, but you're absolutely welcome to screenshot if you like as well. Jimdo Dolphin is one that I have not even heard of. So they have a free plan available. It's not expensive at $9. I don't think any of these are really expensive. Until we get to Relume, which I'll tell you about later. So Framer AI and 10 Web AI. 10 Web AI I have heard of. It's very similar to ZipWP, but Framer I haven't heard of. SeedProd is another WordPress page builder, and its start kind of came about where they would provide you with like a maintenance page. So if you go to a website that's still being built or hasn't been launched yet, you might see a page that says coming soon or whatever, or under maintenance even if it's just being updated. And SeedProd is one of the companies that built those pages, and now they're moving into full WordPress development. Elementor is another page builder that's like Divi. It's a very popular WordPress plugin. A lot of people use that one. Webflow is not WordPress based. That's another one that I haven't explored because it was just like I use WordPress and I'm comfortable with WordPress and I just wasn't wanting to get into another whole kind of ecosystem. Relume is very good at suggesting website layouts, suggesting all the pages that you need, and then actually giving you a layout that you can follow. And if you use Relume, you can transfer your Relume wireframes kind of thing, or like whatever you build in Relume, you can transfer it into Webflow to actually build it into a website. We've talked about Lovable too, and Sellful is another one that I'm not familiar with, but I would imagine that's like for creating web stores. All of these ones, it tells you if they're easy, easy is subjective, but if they're like beginner level or if they're intermediate or if they're advanced. And there is another page that looks at like more of their capabilities that is coming up. So when you're choosing your AI website tool, there's a lot of things to consider. So if you're looking at this decision matrix, and this is just an example of what one would look like if you were putting it together, but the things that you need to consider are your skill level, so beginner, intermediate, or advanced, and then it tells you which builders there are line up to those kind of levels. How long do you have? So if it's really urgent, so you can use ZipWP to create your site in 60 seconds. If you just want quick rather than urgent, you could use Wix or GoDaddy. Or if you're planning things out, you could use Divi or Lovable. And then your budget often, obviously plays a part in this. So if you don't have any money to put into it to start off with, start with Jimdo. Jimdo. I'm not even sure what that is. But maybe we can look at that if we have some time. The lower level budget site builder would be Hostinger, and then moving up you have Wix and Squarespace, and then your premium sites site costs would be Lovable or Manus. And I don't remember what the monthly cost is for Lovable, but I know for Manus it's like $39 a month. But Manus, as I say, is way more than just a website builder, so consider that as well. Then you also need to consider your project type. Are you building an e-commerce space? So in which case Shopify would be a good choice. Are you just building like a WordPress site? When I say just a WordPress site, a WordPress site can be an e-commerce site as well. I think it's coming up to about half the websites that are out there now are built on WordPress. I'm sorry. So Divi and ZipWP, they're the ones that you can use with WordPress, among others. Is it creative? So popular amongst the creatives is Squarespace. I know our AI Salon site is built on Squarespace currently. Or are you building a complex app? In which case you should look at something like Lovable. So those, you need to take into consideration all those things and more when you're choosing a tool. There are a lot of skeptics when we talk about building websites with AI. There's like me, the traditionalist. I'm like, oh no, AI cannot do what I do. So, we're just not going to use it. But so the common concerns are like they all look the same, and actually they don't. So depending on which tool you use, you can really customize your site and really get it like congruent with your brand. And then the quality isn't professional enough. Well, there is one that we all look at where I think the quality isn't professional enough, but it also really depends on, the type of information that you're putting out there and what you really want it to look like. And then there's no control over the output. And that's the whole point of websites, is like you're able to, go in and change what you need to change, because you don't want a static website. And AI does provide the starting point. And then once you have the starting point, then you can absolutely go in and change things. So when not to use AI, that's important. So I do not advocate using AI for every website use case. So for highly specialized functionality requirements, AI is not a good choice. It may still be a good starting point, like we say here, but it's probably not good to actually, finish out your website using AI. And then if you have complex legacy system integrations, that it is not going to handle that. So you could use it as a starter, but that would be it. Then you would bring in your system integrations after that. We look here at this comparison chart. So we're looking at speed, cost, quality, customization, and maintenance. AI website builders are kind of like equal across the range here. Like they kind of like are good for speed, good for cost. The quality is good. You can customize them, and it's easy to maintain them. Whereas looking at traditional development, it costs a lot to maintain them, so they get a lower score there. The speed kind of depends on what you're putting on your website, so that's actually a variable, I would say. Maintenance is fairly simple, so that's kind of almost up there with the AI website builders level. And it does look like the quality and customization, they win out there as well. As we always say, with using AI, human creativity still matters. Like you could go in to build a website and say, I just want this and this and this, and it will build exactly that and that and that. But you still need to have some creative input into it as well. Like what colors do you need to use? What fonts do you like to use? The creative direction, the kind of is almost the same thing. So you are directing the quality of your website by the amount of input that you have into the basics. User experience. So it really, you really should take into consideration like how much time you want to put into it for yourself. I'll show you one example that took me like pretty much nothing. No, when I say nothing, no time to complete. And it is almost complete, and it doesn't look too bad. But then there's also another example that is going to take like more and more input as you continue to fine tune it. And yeah, optimization and fine tuning and performance improvements. You do want to spend some time there, because it depends really what you're building your website for. If you're just building something like for information and to put it out there, and you don't really care about it, you can easily do that. But I don't know, for me, I like to have my own input. Then, okay, future trends. So the emerging trends are voice-driven creation. So like using apps like Lovable or whatever to just like speak your website into existence, which is awesome. AI design systems, intelligent brand consistency across all touch points. So, and what that really says is like the quality is getting better, right? Your brand consistency is more coherent. And then real-time optimization. So AI is continually improving the site's performance because AI is continually improving. Then we have multimodal interfaces. So you can draw something into existence, like if you're using something like Napkin AI, which is basically more of a presentation app, but you could use that presentation like to create it into a website. You can speak it into existence, like we said, with voice-driven creation, or you can type in your instructions. And then industry specialization. So there are AI tools for specific business verticals. So, you know, for medical or financial or whatever, they all have different requirements. The timeline predictions are the market adoption. Last year was about 40%, and it's looking to be up around 100% by 2028, which is only like 3 years away. And AI capability is also growing. I think AI capability is actually growing faster than that, but it's, you know, it's supposed to be like at 100%, excuse me, probably around 2027. So just a little ahead of the market adoption, which is always good. And so to stay competitive in this space, you need to really stay updated with new tools and features and join an AI community. And it says an AI website builder community, but you know, just an AI community where people have an interest in building websites is a good start. And I'm sure there are AI website builder communities out there, but they kind of tend to go with like whatever tool you're using. There would be a community. There's a community for Divi. There's a community for Elementor. I'm sure there's a community for Wix. And you're going to get a lot of help from the people there who are experts. Experimentation, so test new tools and approaches regularly. That's how this presentation came into being. I was trying a bunch of new things and like, oh, maybe other people need to see this as well. So never stop learning. And then the hybrid approach, so combining AI efficiency with human creativity. So like I said, don't settle for what it gives you. Like you can go back and say, okay, I need you to change this. I need you to change this, and just really have your own fingerprint on there. Choosing the right tool is important. So the ones that we look at today, you know, maybe you'll see something that's like, oh, this is absolutely like my level of skills and like exactly what will get the job done. And then use AI for speed and humans for strategy and creativity. I think we've learned that in a lot of situations, not just website building. Start simple, begin with user-friendly tools and advance as you learn, and then stay current. So keep up to date with what's happening. And when you get this presentation, it looks like this try a tool today is actually a link, but it's not. So I don't know why it has like the play button on there. That was a really bad choice. So this is the list again for the pricing overview. And this is it's a little bit more in depth than the previous one that we looked at. So it will tell you if there's trials there, if there are trials there, like Wix has a 14-day trial. 7-day trial for 10 web AI. I have there's some that are free. Lovable does not have a trial. You can try that without putting in your credit card. The same with Manus. There's no trial needed there. But also the pricing down here. So the free plans here are Jimdo, Dolphin. I don't know how to pronounce that. Sorry. Wix, ADI, and Freema. And then the budget level, Hostinger, Elementor, and Freema. Premium options, Relume, ZipWP, and Wix Squarespace. And then trial strategy. Start with free plans, test trials for premium features, and compare before committing. So it's a really good idea. Just I don't want you to have to go through like 50 things to find where you want to be, but it is a good idea to like pick one against the other, see what you're comfortable with.
So Vicki, I have a question. Can you you could theoretically build it in 7 days using one of the free trials and never need to sign up because you've built it and then put it on whatever platform you're using?
Correct. Yeah. I've built multiple sites using ZipWP and I've never paid them a cent, which is awesome. I think.
Nice.
So the questions you want to look at to make your decisions are: which tool do you need for your specific business? Do you have a current website that you need to migrate? So it might not be a good choice to actually start out with AI. If you have something already that you really like and you just want to, recreate that, it's probably not a good idea to use AI. Or you could use one of the website builders that has AI, like it's not starting from AI, it has AI built in. You also need to think about SEO and performance. So SEO is search engine optimization, like what will get your site like in ranking in Google, although Google is becoming like less and less necessary. I don't even know that's the right word. But you do have to think about SEO because you want people to be able to find your site. And currently, if they're looking on Google and they're looking up like, AI consultant, then you want your site to pop up there for AI consultant. And then can you customize the AI generated designs? That's important. Like, are you stuck with what it gives you, or can you change things around? And then how to cost compare long term. So you might like come in for free, but then if you're going to keep using it, are you reliant on that same AI program or application to update? Just like Gwyn was saying, like you could come in for free and like never pay a cent, but if you're reliant on that, then you're absolutely going to need to buy a subscription. Except with ZipWP, because like it just creates the website and then you export it to your WordPress site and you play with it from there. So we can talk about your current website challenges, any specific use cases and integrations with existing workflow. And if you need team training and adoption strategies, then that probably goes like a little bit beyond this presentation, but we can maybe send you in the right direction. You will be able to download the pricing guide from here. I'll send this or post this with the YouTube video, this whole presentation. So you'll be able to click through and download that pricing guide. And also the reference links there. So there's a link to Divi AI, there's a link to ZipWP, Lovable, and Manus. And then a link also to join the AI Salon, where we get together and talk about these things. So I'm going to go now into, where am I? I'm going to look at Divi, the Divi builder. So I picked, I have all these websites and I just picked one to try this on. I should say I have a bunch of domain names chosen like for different things that I think are a good idea. And then I never do anything with them. So I'm going to pick one of those to to do this trial on, and I picked the Travel Hacking Secrets Club because I think that would be a good prompt to put in to see what it comes back with. So to use this, you need to have WordPress, and when you create a WordPress account, this is WordPress.org, which is different to WordPress.com. So WordPress.com is is hosted by WordPress, and it is free, and you can create your website there. And I do not know if there is AI involved. I should have looked that up. But with WordPress.org, it's self-hosted. So you need to have your site like hosted with someone like SiteGround or GoDaddy or just a website host. And when you first set it up, you just come to this Welcome to WordPress page, and you have to install a theme. And the theme that we're going to install is Divi. So I have to upload it from my, as you can see, I wanted you to get this stuff like right from the start. So I have not installed anything. So this is all trial and error. When I say trial and error, I have done it before. So it's not that much trial and error, but okay, come on. Okay, installed, and now we activate it. And so.
And that's why you call it Learn Out Loud.
That's right. I have a Divi license. So there is a license for Divi AI. I have like I bought a lifetime license. So I don't want to log in with Tony's login. This is mine. So I'm going to log in and activate Divi. It tells me now that my license key is active. It's up to date. And that's another thing. It's like you always need to make sure that your plugins and everything in WordPress are up to date. So if I go now to look at the site, we'll see what we have there. It's basically just a blog page with nothing filled in because we don't have any blog posts, right? So we need to go back to pages because we're going to build a whole site. It gives you a sample page and it gives you a privacy policy to start out with. But we want to add a home page because that's where we're going to be beginning our website. There is a built-in editor with WordPress that's called Gutenberg. I don't use that because I'm using Divi. So I'm going to we're gonna call it home, and that title there will not show anywhere in the end. So there's one thing I do need to change, but it's under you people over here, and it's to change the site. I don't know. It looks like it's good. Sorry. Sometimes it has like it has a sidebar built in, and I always forget to like make the sidebar disappear. So we're going to use Divi Builder. And okay, I want to create the whole page. It didn't ask me to create the whole page, and that was not what I wanted. We also have to, this Divi 5 is new. I'm used to using like the Divi original builder, but I wanted to build a whole site. Come on, that's not what I wanted to do. We're still learning out loud here. I wonder if it's here. Publish. I look very inept here. This is not how I build my websites normally. That's Divi Cloud.
The joy of doing live.
It is, yes. I have Divi Cloud. Why is it not working there? Divi Cloud. Okay. I'm still going to go back here. Sorry. Okay, that's opened a new window that I didn't want. Is it a module or row? I wonder if I should have just done the regular Divi rather than using Divi 5. Build a setting. I have one that's already built with Divi AI. I should go into the page settings. Home. This is yeah, okay, this is totally awesome because I have no idea what I'm doing here. I want to get back to the dashboard. Why can I not go to the dashboard? Okay.
Well, you know, the good thing, Vicki, is that some of us may run into problems similar to this when we go to do this. So seeing how you problem solve can be quite helpful.
Thank you. I like that spin. I like that spin. So I've gone back to the dashboard here. What I'm going to do here is we'll go to Divi and see what's down here. So we go to the dashboard. There should be like generate. Okay, Divi quick sites. We could use that.
It looks like Tom has a question.
I was going to say, is that a hand up? Because I go ahead. Go ahead.
You're on live with Vicki, Tom.
No, never mind. I was going to ask something, but I'll save it for later.
Okay. Well, I found out where to build the website, which is a good thing, right? So here I'm going to go generate your site with AI. So I'm going to go generate my site, and we're going to call it travel. Sorry about that. It was like, yeah, hacking secrets. I'm not going to give it a title, sorry, a subtitle or a slogan. I'll say some slogan just so we can see where it comes up. And we're going to tell Divi AI about our website. So I would probably actually go into ChatGPT. And do I have a ChatGPT window open here? And I would say I want to build a website with Divi AI about travel hacking secrets. Can you give me the prompt I should use? I know it doesn't care about spelling errors, but I do. So this is a lazy way. It's probably going to ask me a bunch of stuff, and I'm like, okay. No, All right, we'll just use what it's given me. I'm not even going to read it. That's a no-no, so don't do that in real life. But I'm going to go back here and put that prompt in. And I'm only doing that in the interest of time. We don't need WooCommerce, so it's not going to insert WooCommerce. If I have a logo, I would upload it here. I don't have anything ready, which I should have done, but oh well. You can use stock images, or you can generate images with AI, which is slower, but it's not really slow. So I'm going to use that. Or you can use placeholder images, which I don't have. You can customize the fonts and colors, or you can let the AI choose. So it's going to choose a heading font, the font colors, the primary color, the body font, etc. So, okay, when I generate and publish my website, that is it. It is generate and publish. But it's not necessarily like out to the world. Well, it is. You should really put a maintenance page on, like I was talking before about seed prod, like a page that says coming soon. So it's going to go through its stuff, and we're going to come back to that, because what I wanted to do is go through a couple of the others. I don't want to sit here and wait for it and waste that time. So we're going to look at Manus, and I created the what did we just do? That presentation with Manus. And basically what I set up here was I'm giving a presentation on using AI to create websites, and like the people are going to be from beginners to people who just came to, be awkward and gloat. I want to look at ZipWP, Manus, Lovable. It's a 1-hour presentation, and etc. So it came up with the slides, which you can see here. This is all the information that I just showed you. I just put my backgrounds onto it. So my images I made into the backgrounds. It did take a couple of tweaks, but not too much, honestly. It was, I don't know the exact time to from start to finish, but it wasn't long. But then I thought this had updated because I asked it to create, oh, here, sorry, I went into another one. So I had my, we're talking about buying a domain name and using Divi or using AI, well, specifically Divi here, to create your website. So I wanted it to do a step-by-step guide that I could share with you. So at the end of that guide, it said, do you want me to turn this into a website? I can't, sorry for all the scrolling, but somewhere here it says, turn it into a website. And I said, yeah, that's actually a good idea, because that would feed right into my presentation. So it's told me here what it's created, a professional React website. So this is not WordPress. This is built on React, which I have no idea how to code. So don't ask me React questions. It's responsive. It has an interactive navigation even. It has all the content. It has all 15,000 words from my guide that I originally created. It has a NeuroSpicy TLDR section, which when you see it, you will see the instructions are pages and pages and pages. And so I wanted just a summary, because I can't read pages and pages and pages, and I know other people are the same. It is SEO optimized, so it would be findable by search engines. It has smooth scrolling navigation between sections. It's mobile optimized. That's important. If you want to look at it on your website or you want to look at it on your phone, it is the same experience. It's fast loading because it's built in React. It's a professional design. It has step-by-step cards to be able to follow it easily, quick references, visual icons. And then I had to go out this morning, and then when I came back, it hadn't moved. And so I'm like, are we stuck? And then it was an hour and something, and it hadn't gone anywhere. So it said, no, we're not actually stuck. I've just finished it. So this is what it came up with for a website. And it's not too bad. So the complete beginner's guide to building a website. It's laid out very well, understanding the basics, how to register your domain. It even has the hosting prices with SiteGround, which would change. So you'd have to keep an eye on that if you were keeping this up to date. Tells you how to choose your plan, how to configure your domain, how to install WordPress, and then how to install the Divi theme and the current pricing for Divi. It also tells you how to use Divi AI to create your website. See, I probably should have followed. If I was going like logically, I could have showed you this and then I could have followed it, right? Tips for success in troubleshooting. And then, so here's the TLDR, the quick steps. You can just like follow these one by one. So that is a website built by Manus. That I haven't done anything with it since Manus gave it to me. So that's where that is. And your guide, the website builder guide is right here, and you can actually dig into the code. You can access the code if there are things that you want to change. You can also publish it directly from Manus, I believe. I haven't dug into that, but yeah, I won't dig into it right now. But if we have time, I might come back to it later. But let's go back and see how our Divi website is going. And that's a Divi 5 page that gives you information about Divi. Here's our travel hackers. Where are we? The dashboard. It's still building. That's fine. Okay, while it's still building, we can go and look at, what is the next one? Manus, we did Manus. Okay, we can look at Lovable. So this is a website that I built in Lovable, and I did it as a trial, and it is another page that I manage here is for a local nonprofit. It's like an art, oh, I can go there, like an art, hip hop dance school, whatever. And so just to give you an idea, this is what we're starting with, right? Okay, this is what it looks like. And I asked Lovable to like look at this page, and I said, we are creating an event for this organization, and I want the website to look like something like this website looks. And that's what it came back with. And what actually, that wasn't what it came back with. It was all very squared and blocky, and like I see it tried at the colors, but like it's not really getting anywhere. And so if you were to read this and like, this is boring, I need more graffiti, I need more action, I need like whatever, and like it kept trying, but like the all it was doing was like making the boxes like not square and like making them on an angle. And another thing is that it doesn't give you like more pages. If I was to ask it to create, like a whole website, like this is literally a page, but you can't, like, it has links that it says that you can click, but like they don't go anywhere. So as a website builder, I think Lovable has a bit of a way to go. Like I could not like present this to a client, right? It's not fun at all. It's like there's type here that you can't read, which is an accessibility, what do you call it? Infraction, I guess. Like, you want people to be able to read the type that's on your website. So it's got all the information there, all the information the site is fine, but like, it does go to the BCAI site. That's interesting. But yeah, as for pages and stuff, no, it's just not cutting it for me. So that's Lovable. Let's go back now to Divi travel hackers. Oh, I'm going to get there one day. Like, which one do I click on? Who is this? Don't tell me it just, oh, your site's ready. Okay. Okay, so this is the big reveal. And as you know, we started this from nothing, so I haven't looked at it yet. I have no idea what we're going to get. But I like it. It has pages that you can click on, navigate your path to free travel. That would be like the subheader or the line that we put in like nothing for. Spend more, travel less, your journey begins here. The icons, like they mean something, right? There's a form for a free starter guide. But this guy pops up on all the website pages. He's like his name apparently is Emily Thompson. And he's a frequent traveler. Again, they have not got the colors right here. Like I can't read this, right? This is not going to fly. So that would be something that I needed to change. And that's done very easily. The same here, like with the names here, I can't read those. So I would need to change those. Now his name is changed to Alex Johnson. And he is the visionary behind Travel Hacking Secrets. So there are obviously things that you need to change, right? Embark on your adventure. And these would all be links. And so then if we go back to the top of the page here and see if our pages have been created, this is the learn page, learn how to unlock the secrets to free travel. And I actually don't mind the look and feel of this. And now the founder is Sarah Thompson. So obviously there, there are things that you need to go and straighten out, but we didn't tell it in the first place. You know, our founder's name is so-and-so and all that kind of stuff. So you could actually feed that stuff into the prompt at the start. What is this page? Sorry, this was success, right? Or no, this was guide, sorry. And these are testimonials. So you would, you know, change those out to be like real people. You have your email subscribe list there, and to download a free guide now. I'm not sure if that will be active, but oh, the guide is, it just goes to the page right now, but you could change that to download something. Then your about page tells you about the company, more testimonials, and sorry, there's a lot of scrolling in these, but I guess we're showing off web pages, so we can't help that. And then a contact page to join the community, and then start your journey. And here's the contact, the phone, email, address, stay informed on travel hacks, sign up for the email, connect with us on social media. Here's some FAQs. It looks like they actually open with answers in them. So, you know, you would obviously go in and like fix all this text to be whatever you wanted it to be. But I think this is an awesome start for a website. So that's Divi. Then we looked at Manus. We looked at, oh, that was the guide, then Lovable, then BCAI. We can take that away. So Relume. This one is expensive. I'm sorry, I'm rushing through because we only have 10 minutes. And we can go longer if you want to. That's fine. But trying to get the bulk of it done in an hour. This one, Relume, is just really like a design page, but it will build things that you can export, as I said, into Webflow. So just looking at this one is the AI readiness training, which some of you may be familiar with. And it gives me a wireframe here. So the wireframe just says, okay, this is what is on your homepage, and these are the elements that you need on your homepage. The hero header section, how it works, feature section, call to action, and the blog list section. And if there's something that you don't want, you can actually delete it. So if I don't want this, I can remove it. Oh, there it is, delete right there. And then your other pages are an About Us page and a program overview. And then after the program overview comes the course details. So this is where you go in and you say, I want this, I don't want this, I want you to add this, I want to add more pages, I want less pages, whatever. And once you've got your actual sitemap, your wireframe complete, oh, sorry, your sitemap complete, then you click on the wireframe, and that gives you more of a, like, this is how we think your pages should be laid out. So what I can do now is go into Divi. Like, I can't transfer this directly into Divi, but I can go into Divi and build this using this as a guide. So I can recreate what is here in Divi. If you're using Webflow, as I said, you could just export this directly into Webflow, and I have no idea how that works. So that would be a class for another day, but not by me. Then, oh, ZipWP. Okay, here's the same thing here. So ZipWP, you do not have to sign up or log in, although I do have a login. And then when you go to build your free site now, it just says, okay, let's say we are a business owner and I want to build a site for my business, and I'm new to WordPress, and I'm using, you can use WordPress or Elementor. So I'm going to use WordPress, and let's get it all started. So we're going to build a site with AI. And if this has changed since last time I used it, I'm going to die because I don't know. What did we call the last one? Travel hacking secrets. We'll see what the difference is. This is a website for an entrepreneur, and it's going to be in English. And then we can use that same, that's the description. Yep, the description that we used before. I have no idea how this is going to turn out. Improve using AI. Let's not go there. And we'll just let them Let them contact me. I don't know. I don't need any more than that with number. Okay. So we're going to select some images that look like they might be like travel hacking type images. Just go and I just select a whole. You can select just whichever ones you like and just as many, or as I think if you don't select enough, it's just going to pop like other images in anyway. So let's go with that. I've got a few there. And the next step is down here in the bottom left. It's going to ask you to choose the design you like. So just like basic styles. This one looks kind of funky. I think I like that one, but let's have a look at more. Oh, I kind of like this one too. Oh, this is a premium one. So we're not going to go with the premium ones because I don't want to give them any money right now. Oh, look, you can't choose any of them because they're all premium. Okay, let's look for a free one. Okay, premium. So I want you to go through all the premium ones before you see the free ones, which makes sense, right? You got to look at the good stuff before this is what we're going to give you. So let's just go with, that one fits that image, but I don't know if it fits like the rest of the site. So we'll go with this one. So I click on there and it gives me the site like right away. There's nothing else to do there. You can come in here and you can fix stuff. You can, change your words around. You could change your images. And what else can we do here? I'm just going to leave all this placeholder text in here for right now. But let's see if we have other pages. So the about page. Oh, wait. I don't know if we can go to the about page from here. So we've looked at the home page. I'm just going to go to continue. Oh, I guess this is just making sure that it's laid out the way you want it to be laid out. So you can change the fonts. You can change the color palettes. Let's click continue. Pretend we like that one. You can say if you want a blog, but you don't have to have a blog on your website. Probably a good idea to have a contact form. So we'll say we want a blog. Oh, they're already checked. It's going to give you these things as absolutes, like you're going to have those. But if you want to add this other stuff, it's going to add shortcut if you have e-commerce, but I'm not going to add anything else there because I think it might just mess up our time. So you're almost there. This is the name, this is the business description, this is your contact details. It's going to build the website, and then maybe this does take a little longer than 5 minutes. It depends like how picky you are in choosing your the elements that you want on your page. But maybe it's like the actual time to build the website is like 5 minutes. Either way, it's quicker than my Divi method. But it's zipping through it right now as its name promises. 72%. What it's going to come up with, just like not as a spoiler, but just in the sake of time, what it's going to come up with is a zip file, which you then go into your WordPress dashboard, and then you import that zip file, and it will put what you just created into a website, which you can then go in and edit as you see fit to make it align with what you really want. So if it doesn't like come up with 100% what you really want, that's fine. Okay, so now, we can, let's do this and see if we can just keep it, if we can get there from here. And we'll see what it's given us.
And Vicky, you saw the question from Lily?
I cannot see anything.
Okay.
Sorry.
Do
you can tell me.
Okay, she says for the WizZip, if you would have chosen Elementor on the export, you can still import into WordPress Elementor. That's the question. Can you still import it? Or
yeah, so it would be I'm sorry, go ahead.
Or would you just use Elementor AI if you use that builder? She typically has content, but she's not good at layout, so she just usually uses templates, which she doesn't love.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, so you could do it either way. So if you were just using Elementor AI, you probably wouldn't need to go through ZipWP, but I would give it a try. Like seriously, it's, you know, if you want to look at the layouts that are within like ZipWP, see, like this hasn't come out too bad. And then you can just like, you know, juggle them around once you're in there, and it will be imported as an Elementor site. So there's a cute little lizard thing that was like a huge picture, but and I can't see it now. I kind of wanted to preserve that image. So yeah, so Lily, so I hope that makes sense. It's like, you know, you could use, you could go either way. I always say like this one is free, so like give it a try with this, and then if you don't like it, then just scrap it and use your Elementor AI. And it should have, sorry, go ahead.
She's giving you thumbs up as
that one I can see.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah, yeah. So this is like, it has all the pages, right? So this is one that does give you all the pages. And I kind of think it's not too bad. And it is like, I think when you create it, it's like available for like 24 hours. So like you can't like create it and walk away for a weekend and then come back and think, oh, I need to go back and get my website, because it's best just to like download that whole file and then just don't let it go, kind of thing. So I think we got through them all. We have 2 minutes left, but we can absolutely we can keep talking. So I'm going to stop sharing, and I will answer questions if anyone has questions. I felt like that was like just really like rushing through everything.
I have a question. You said, oh, Lily says she hasn't used Manus yet, but I hear it says made by Manus sometimes. Do you know how to prevent that?
I would say if you're good at going into the code to finagle the code, you could take it out there. I'm not sure if it, what is it? Yeah, it did say made by Manus on the website that we produced. So I don't know, that might be something to add to ask Manus.
And a question that I had was, you mentioned as you were going through and you showed us one of your clients that you needed to update it. So how easy is it to update these sites that you build?
Oh, this is like something that I'm doing all the time. Like the one that I showed you is actually like in the middle of an update, because like it just needed like some stuff moved around and some text put back in. So it's I wonder if I can like just show you that. To the right, BCAI. I go back here. Sorry. And like, so to edit it, that's not going to work. WP. Okay, I am not. I'm not good at typing on Stack here. It should take me to my login, and okay, so if I'm going to their site and come on, it's only being really slow because it knows that, you know, we're here and we need time. So I just, sorry, enable the visual builder, and then that puts me like into the website in editing mode. And then I can go in and just like edit whatever needs to be edited. Like I could add, I'm going to add a text box here, kind of thing.
We can't see anything in case you.
Oh, I'm sorry. No. That's what you're trying to tell me, right? And I'm like, that's totally,
it's okay.
Totally oblivious to whatever's going on. I know Bob had a question too. Bob, did you want to ask your question while I'm making my way back to how to share this page? Window, tab.
Barbara says very helpful. Thank you.
Oh, good. All right. So now we're looking at the, I'm sorry. Yeah, and you didn't see how I got there because I just totally messed that up. But I can basically, if I go into the page, you really just missed me logging in, so that wasn't much after all. And I click Open Visual Builder. And so the Visual Builder puts me into edit mode in this page. And this was what I just added. And it would be like, that's not how I get there. So it's over here. Sorry, it's in the side here. So I'm just like putting in like placeholder text. And the placeholder text is not readable, so I would go into design and I would choose text and I would make that text white, and the text has gone. So it's because I'm like working my way around this little window that's in here. But let me try that one more time. Text.
And
sorry.
there, Tom's question is very similar to the one that Dad had. So, if you don't mind, I'll ask that question. So first, I need a hosting service like GoDaddy. What would you recommend for low cost? But the hosting service doesn't create the site. I need something like Divi or WordPress. So I think what's happening, I know with Dad, is they think about the old traditional websites and that you host it with something like GoDaddy. And the question is about building it elsewhere and then bringing it to GoDaddy, or building it within GoDaddy. So like if you're using, ZipWP, can you put that right into GoDaddy, or how does all that work?
So you can, yes. So first of all, if you have if you're building a website, you need website hosting. So I use SiteGround, which is, let me switch to this tab. So SiteGround is, and it's all in that document too. So it's got like pricing and links and whatever. So you would create an account in SiteGround, or you can use GoDaddy. And GoDaddy though for me is like, like friends don't let friends use Wix. Like I would not recommend GoDaddy. But if you want to just build your site there, that's fine. But also here, like you could, like if you build a site here in SiteGround, like you can absolutely like purchase your, I think it's here, so a new website. If you buy a new website, you can choose a new domain and you can register it from right here in SiteGround. And I like SiteGround because they're super helpful. They're really like, they're always on the ball with their backup and their help, and they provide a lot of things for free. So so you could do that there, and then so you can build it right here. So if I was to build a new domain here, and then let's see, if you select it, just tells you to go and buy it. But if I use like one of my, let's say we can do this. So I have a temporary domain, and I can either start a new website here, or I can migrate a website that I already have. And they have like, you just have to put a plugin on the website you're moving, and then that will let you bring it over here to SiteGround. But if you were starting a new one, if you just bought your domain name here, you would just click like start a new website. And here it tells you like, do you want to use, there is a SiteGround website builder, which I have no idea how that works because I always use WordPress. I don't know if it's difficult or if it's easy, but I would just say use WordPress, and I would select that. You set up a login, and then it brings you to that dashboard page that I showed you first up here. Well, it's not the Divi part of it, but it's like this dashboard. This is where you start building, and you start by building a page. And then this is all the pages that it built, but it starts like with that sample page in there, and a privacy policy page. Those are the two that you get to start. And you can absolutely, like, you could just go into the sample page. This is what it looks like right now.
So we're still looking at the add a new website page.
Why did that not change? Oh, I'm so sorry. Oh my gosh.
That's okay.
My ineptitude. So yes. So let me go right back here then. So when if you were to, that's not the one I want. Can't get back where I was. Okay, so now look, this is the one that you were looking at before.
Correct.
Okay, so then when I clicked on start a new web page, it took me in here, not travel hacking secrets. Why did that not? Anyway, it takes you to this dashboard page. I think that's this dashboard page, which is what I meant to show you. And then you just basically start over from here. The pages that you start with are privacy policy, and it gives you a sample page. Your sample page looks like this, and you can go in and just edit your sample page, or you can just, are you seeing that one? Yes, sorry. I never know when it's flipped to a new tab. I'm sorry. Or you can just like go in and add a new one. So like if you were adding like your home page, this is the home page that was added when we asked it to create the site, but it would just come out here as like a blank page, and you just like build it from here. You just add, if it has nothing in there, like, so you would just add, instead of saying add a new row, it would just be add a row. And your row is like, okay, these are the sections that you want it in. Is this like the spacing that you want? So if it was just like a text box or whatever, or an image, you can add an image, anything that's, pull in any of these buttons. An accordion, you could add a button. You can add code if you have code to add in. You can add a heading. You usually pretty much just start out with text though. So just add a text box, and then you kind of like just build in the pieces that you want, which are, this is all new, sorry, this is this Divi 5 thing that I'm not really sure about. You just pull it, oh, that's your wireframe. It doesn't make much sense. You just pull in stuff from it. That's just what it looks like. That's like the layout on the back end. It just says you have these sections, and then you have these rows, and then you have these modules. But I thought there was a place that you could just like drag things in, and I'm not seeing that. So
We have 2 more questions when you're ready.
Yep, go ahead.
Okay, so one from Nagawa. She's saying, she's asking, does Divi have the best visual look?
That's subjective. I think I like the way that Divi looks, but you can really create like whatever look you're going for with whatever tool you use. I think it's all in the the design and layout. So I could create exactly the same page in Divi as I could create in Elementor. And I've actually done that. I've moved a Squarespace site to Divi, and it's come out probably looking better than it did in Squarespace, but like you can absolutely replicate anything in like one space as opposed to another.
Okay. And she also wants to know if you've tried 1-in-1 Ionos, IONOS. They have an AI builder that's new. So she's wondering if you have any thoughts on that.
That's one I haven't heard of, and it didn't come up in my it didn't come up in my my research either. So no, I'll have to look at that.
You're ahead of the curve, Nagawa.
Yeah, you are. You are.
You'll have to. Yeah, it'll be Nagawa's turn to do a laugh out loud.
Yes, you're next.
So Lori wants to know, could you give Manus a URL that you like design-wise and have them make something like it?
I believe so. Yes. Yeah, I'm pretty confident that it would do something like that. It did not work in Lovable, as you saw. Like it gave me that crappy page. So, but I have more faith in Manus because I'm a Manus girl.
Seems like a few people are Manus people. That seems to be have really picked up.
Yeah, I think it's going really well, and it just like keeps improving all the time. Like giving me the slides and everything. So the slides are pretty recent. They were just introduced in the last week. And even though I could have just used them straight out of the gate, right? They were fine to use, but they just like weren't my style. So I just had to go and put my backgrounds on them.
So people are agreeing that Lovable is no good, and you've gotten a few thank yous, and they love that you're doing the LOL sessions, and they would like to have one on Divi sometime.
Absolutely do that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you. I will take that into consideration.
Lori says, Lovable fooled me into thinking it was cool, but it was all smoke and mirrors.
Well, it is cool as far as like you know, some things are concerned, but I just think it's got a little bit of a way to go when, you know, saying that, hey, I can create websites. And, you know, there may be some like finagling I could do, like, you know, go into it, like spend another 2 weeks on it or something, but like, that's not what I want. Like if I wanted to do that, I might as well just go to Divi, you know, just do all my finagling in there. So.
Yeah.
I got another question.
Oh, Dad's got a question. We can hear you.
Can you modify any of the code itself, HTML,
Yes,
and any of the programs?
absolutely can. So in anyone in particular, can I show you in Divi, or is there any other one that you wanted to look at?
No, just a general question.
Okay, yeah. So for instance, let me go back into gotta find my Divi page now. Divi, where did I go? Travel hacking secrets. I think that was it. Now I'm just gonna pick which page I'm share this tab instead. Okay, I'm going to go back into here and I'm going to go out of wireframe mode, which that was a silly move because I don't think I'm not sure how to do it in here. But I'd have to go to a different page. We go to, okay, so this is the share this tab instead, the unlock your travel potential. So if I was to go into edit with Divi here, and I pick like any one of my modules, so like for instance, this one here, I will go into the module settings, and over in the right-hand side here, no, hang on, it's in the content. So I can, wait a minute, this is Divi 5. So advanced, let's see. This is my custom CSS, of which there is none. Conditions visibility, but okay, so like in the old one, I could go in, oh, it's just the heading is just there. So you go into your heading there, and it used to have like another tab. Hang on, wait a second. What is going on here? It might need a bit with something like with more content in it. So let's have a look at this one, even though it's not like a whole bunch more. Okay, here. So if we're looking at the content on the right hand side here, this is the words that are in there, right? And so you can go into like the back end, and this is where you could add like your HTML and all that kind of thing. But I'm wondering if you're like talking about like going deeper into the code so you can actually like finagle with like, you know, some column sizes and stuff like that. Because most of that stuff you can do like actually from within here. So like say if I was in here and I wanted it to be, you can change the sizing and all that kind of stuff in here. So my width would be, if I wanted to change the width to like 20% or 20% of the page, you can change all that kind of stuff from within these settings. Like as for the back end, like you would have to go into like the PHP files and that kind of stuff. You can mess with that code, but I stay out of there because I don't want to break things.
He says, thank you.
You're welcome.
And we're done.
Sorry, and this is all responsive, and does it give you a sitemap at the end?
So you would create your sitemap with I think you can, but I create my sitemaps with with like the SEO tool. The SEO tool will create your sitemaps, like whether you're using like
Search Console?
Which one? Sorry.
Google Search Console, or with
Yeah, no, you can create it from within the website. And I can't remember the name of my SEO tool because I just switched from what is it called? What is Yoast de Volks one?
Yoast.
Yeah,
Yoast.
That's right. It's his name, of course. Yeah. So in tools like Yoast, like you can create your sitemaps in there. So those are plugins. If people are not aware, like with a website on WordPress, you can choose like any number of plugins to to do different things, like to achieve different different tasks within your website. So if you use there is an SEO plugin. Well, there are many SEO plugins, but like most of them will create your sitemap for you. Or you could just like have a plugin that would just be specific for creating the sitemap.
Okay, because I'm used to creating the WordPress like website, so now I wanted to switch to using AI to create them to go faster. So
I
just
know,
wanted
right?
I know.
Yeah.
It's like, tedious before. So I just want to make sure it was like, they were all there. And I checked out ZipWP before, and didn't give me much choice apart from like the premium layouts. Some of them were nice.
Mhm.
And then, but I wanted to make sure I could get something more like visually appealing. Yeah.
Yeah, I just look at ZipWP as like, this is a really good like starter place. And then you can just go in and like, I've had sites that I've started with a ZipWP site, and I've imported that, and then I've just changed, like it's just ended up being totally different from what it actually gave me in the first place. So it's highly customizable. You're not like locked into anything.
Okay, so once you've imported it, you can go and change the theme and like make it completely different. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
that's
You just got to remember to take out all the images that they gave you in the first place, because otherwise you go back into it like 2 years later and think, who are all these people? Because you forgot to take all the initial images out. So.
Okay, cool, great, thank you.
You're welcome.
I just want to give Nagawa some props because she's overseas, and this is like the middle of the night for you, isn't it? On a Saturday night?
Too bad.
No, it's not. Yeah, and it's going to 11:20. I said,
Oh.
yeah, it's not that bad.
Yeah. I try to make the time like to incorporate as many time zones as we can, like, because we have a lot of members in like Australia as well. So like I'm trying to like, it's hard to get everyone, right?
Yeah.
That's why we import these things. So yeah. So well, yeah. Thank you for staying up. But yeah, I should have. My mom's in England, and so like when I call her at like 11 a.m., I know it's like 4 p.m. for her, and that's the only thing that I can remember. So.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, and this is a pretty good time because as long as it's before midnight, it's like doable.
Right.
Yeah, because some of the other ones are like, it's so late and start at midnight, but it's okay.
Yeah, I'm glad you could attend.
Yeah, thank you so much for this was great. Thank you.
Cool. I know someone else is asking about like Divi. There is a Divi, like we have a Divi meetup, and it is the Chicago one is every Monday. No, not every Monday. Sorry, every second Monday of the month. But it is like 7 p.m. Central Time. So I'm not sure if the person who was asking about that would be interested, but and they're not recorded. But people attend those like from all over. So it's not just limited to people from Chicago. And I'm actually presenting there on Monday. So I'm doing like the whole, not like the pseudo AI agent thing. So I think I think on the Divi website, it shows you like all the Divi meetups. And so you can choose from there which ones you want to attend. So they're very big meetups.
And Divi is much easier in the back end than Elementor, right? Because Elementor can get tricky hunting down all the different bits.
I think so. I know like in our monthly WordPress meeting, we did like a battle of the page builders, and we did Divi versus Elementor. And I had some people actually switch over from Elementor to Divi. And I have 2 sites that I manage that are based on Elementor, and like it might just be the way my brain works, and like yes, I'm so used to Divi, but like I just don't like Elementor. But
it's like their backend system. Yeah, it's like their backend filing system doesn't make sense. It's like hunting for this there and there and there and there and no. Yeah, it was better like when it was blocks, like before we had all of these things. Yeah, but I'll check out Divi. Thanks.
Yeah, but and I have a friend who swears by Elementor, and she doesn't like Divi. So I think is basically what you're used to and what really makes sense to your brain, I guess.
Yeah, true. Thank you.
Yeah. Any more?
This is great, Vicky. Thank you.
Thank you. I hope like it's valuable to someone, to a lot of people, maybe. We'll see. I'm going to like link everything, as I said, when I put it on, or probably when I put it on YouTube, I'll put all the links in in the thing, and then you can go through like my whole Manus process and see how that worked, because it was intriguing to me, and I'm like, I need to share this. And it has some really good information in there on like the research that it did on the various like the various AI builders and stuff. So you can really dig into stuff, and it's things that didn't make it to the PowerPoint, which is interesting. So
Neat.
Yeah, Manus is awesome.
all right. Okay, I have some other presentations that I need to go and put on YouTube. Speaking of YouTube, so I'll do those before I get this one up. But I look forward to seeing people in another LOL coming up soon. Hopefully.
Yay. Awesome. Thank you.
All right. You are welcome. I'll see you all later.